if you could tell me your name and who you work for.
Hi, I'm Danny Collins and I work for Invisible Cities, which is Invisible Manchester.
And what's your specific role in Invisible Manchester?
My role lies as a tour guide to talk around on the tour.
And what's your favourite part of doing the tours?
Meeting people and getting the feedback of the people once they've seen the tour and understand what it's about.
How would you describe your tour to someone who's never seen it before?
It's difficult to say actually, but from taking some of the feedback that I've had after the tours that we've done, is that people say it's a positive tour, because I am quite blunt about homelessness, and a lot of what I do is based on poetry, which was written some of it was written while I was still actually a rough sleeper.
So could you tell me about how you got into writing poetry? So when was the first time you wrote a poem? What inspired you to write poetry?
Just a matter of writing some thoughts down, and it escalated from there to making poetry out of it.
Could you describe to me what poetry means to you? Has it helped you in any way?
Yeah, because it makes me understand. The way I do it is I look at it that it's more a storyteller than a poet. So what I may do is I may go out with, I have a book and pen wherever I go, and I might just sit down somewhere like I sat down now, and I might just get the pen and paper out and write thoughts, and then maybe a couple of weeks later I'll pick that back up again and think, right, I can do something with that. So it's an ongoing thing to do. I think it's gave me back my self-confidence and built up my esteem.
And could you describe to me the few years before you got to Invisible Manchester, how did you the hard parts about it? So that about 5 years ago, obviously, it was a bit hard.
Yeah, well, I came homeless because of mental illness. I basically had a meltdown, and I was put in hospital for a while. And when I came out of hospital, I thought, I've got nowhere to go, and I ended up on the streets. And I travelled for 4.5 years around the Great Britain, and just couldn't settle anywhere. And then I came to Manchester, and like I say, got in with this poetry group and this writing group. It really helped me to advance from there.
And what was it that was the hardest part for you about being homeless, that you've now seen changed?
When you're homeless, you always feel that you're not, you're unknown. Some of the poetry talks about isolation and such like, and you lose your self-esteem, and you really can go down. So I think it's that. Not having, a settled future.
And have you got a part of the tour that has a a big what's your most heartfelt moment of the tour for you? You know what I mean? Is there one part of the tour that means the most to you that's got some
I
emotion?
think the one part I think that still gets me a little bit emotional actually is that I do a stop which is called The Worm. And I do a poem there about a little girl who gave me a rose, which is a true story. I'm not going to tell you too much because if you want any more, come on the tour.
Yeah, nice one. That's perfect.
I think also it's a lot of it is about changing the view of the public as well towards homelessness. And I think, you know, once people have been on the tour, they understand it better.
My name, age, and who you work for?
My name is Alice, I'm 21 years old and I work for Invisible Manchester.
And what is Invisible Manchester?
Invisible Manchester is a social enterprise that trains people who have been affected by homelessness to give tours of the city. That's my role.
So, and can you tell me about the tour guides for Invisible Manchester?
So, with Invisible Manchester, we have our first tour guide, who is Danny, and he is absolutely wonderful. He started in August, we did our training together, and then we finally launched our tours in October. And his tour is about seeing the city through his eyes, with the use of art and poetry, throughout the streets of Manchester.
And what's like your favourite part for working at Invisible Manchester?
You asked me this last time. I remember giving a really rubbish answer. I should have thought better. My favourite part of working for Invisible Manchester is watching people's response on a tour, because I go on every single tour if I'm not in Manchester or ill, as I have been recently. So seeing how every different group responds and watching Danny interact with everyone is really, really, really heartwarming, because you can see people's mindsets literally change from the start to the end, because people can't, that's what we're aiming to do, is to change people's perceptions of homelessness and break down these barriers and stereotypes and stigmas that do exist. And so people do have really negative preconceptions about homelessness, but after walking through the cities and exploring Manchester with Danny, people's mindsets really do change, and it's really, really rewarding to see that this is actually working, and it is having an impact on people, and things are happening as a result of it.
And how would you sell the tours to someone who's never heard of them? Like, what is it that's so different and good about?
So it's an alternative tour. We don't necessarily talk about the history of Manchester, but instead, so it's a super personal tour, more about Danny's life and his experience of being on the streets. And the way we sell it is by saying it's a very different experience, particularly because a lot of people don't know how to speak to homeless people, and as I already mentioned, there are these barriers and stigmas that exist. But with Invisible Manchester, we want to break those down, and by inviting people to come on the tour, that's the opportunity to actually speak to someone who has been homeless firsthand, and hopefully that will change their mindset. So we sell it as an alternative tour where you see the city through a different set of eyes and see things you may never ever have noticed before. And for example, when we were doing some filming before, I won't name which camera team it was, but they asked us to take them to a few stops, and we had a taste of the tour, and Danny and I started deliberating on which stops we should go to, and we started saying, oh, maybe we should go to the statue, then we should go to this church, and the woman interrupted and said, no, we don't want to see the statues or churches, you can see those in any other tour, we want to see some hard-hitting stuff, like where Danny used to sleep. And it really annoyed me, because I turned around and said, well, no, that's the whole point of our tour, is that you see that statue in a way you never ever would have seen it before. Previously, people just walk past statues all the time, or walk past churches or different things, and we kind of shine light on those that makes a whole, make people appreciate them in a different way and attach them to a story about Danny's life and about people living on the streets, rather than just it being a regular statue.
And what other things are you involved in with Invisible Manchester apart from tours? Is there anything else you do?
So because we're a social enterprise, the money that we make gets reinvested back into other social projects. So at the moment we're just starting up with working on a book, or a book as Danny says, of Danny's poetry. We hope to, I think we're aiming for February now, by the looks of things. So the money that we're making from the tours is going to go into that. So obviously we've only just started, it's been a month and a bit. So we're very, very, very new to the game, so there's so much yet to come. But yeah, so it's just the beginning. So.
And if someone wanted to book a tour, how would they do it?
So you book a tour by going to the website, which is invisiblecities.org, and you can book a tour through there. or or you can email me at manchester@invisible-cities.org, or through the Facebook page or Instagram, whatever way of getting in contact. Let's do it.
Cool. Is there anything you want to add?